Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Outcasted OC. We are all here doing the Royal Rumble predictions. Well, I say all of us. We are missing one of our crucial members in Courtney. Hope everything goes well, and we'll catch up with you soon. We will miss you in the episode. But yeah, it's more fun for us because this is arguably the biggest predictions of the year because it is the most wild card of them all. And we always, with these pay-per-views, bring in a special guest. And arguably, someone who started off predictions last year very strong, we're bringing him in for the guests again this year. It's our man Keaton, who is a full event guy.
Yeah, everyone. Obviously, I start off strong again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Got to start the guests off.
Yeah, start the guests off strong. Obviously, give them the best chance. It didn't end well. Let's just say that.
I'm sure they come third last year.
Yeah, they beat me, but you guys were like, they were first for like ages, and then it hit like the midway point of the year, and they just had like a slow decline.
Rob sat there like, they beat me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Everyone,
this will be
everyone beat you.
Yeah, everyone beat me. But yeah, let's get into this. What I think we should leave till last is the men's and women's Rumble matches. I think we should talk about the kind of in-between matches first because the meat and bones of this predictions is obviously going to be who we think is going to be in the Rumble, who we think is going to do most of the limbs, that type of thing. So let's go talk about something I wasn't originally interested in as the feud came about, but I genuinely have really invested in the story now, and I am now kind of changed my viewpoint, and I am very much on the stand of Reese now. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for both the titles.
I'm so excited for this match.
This is going to be such a good match.
So for me, I wasn't invested in this storyline just because of how they first introduced KO with this whole feud of him turning heel. Work from a main event, stole the belt, put the title back into the scene, and has now basically made a storyline that gives Cody the chance to have the Winged Eagle again is very interesting to me. So, yeah.
The fact that Kevin just picked up that belt and went, yeah, fuck it, this is mine now. I love that. I love that.
It is great. Yeah. But yeah, Reese, as Mr. the Cody Rhodes hater, but also hasn't been great on Kevin Owens recently as well. How do you feel on this?
So I feel I just want to touch on the Winged Eagle belt for a minute. I think the fact that he picked that championship up symbolizes that he believes, obviously, number one, he is the real champion, but more so to the point where he doesn't have the giant WWE logo on it. So I think Kevin Owens sees the other belt as that's the hand-picked champion that holds that championship. So I'm going to hold.
I didn't look at it like that, but that's a shout. Yeah. Like, you know, the company like chose you, Cody, when I've been here since 2017. I thought the fact he's using the Winged Eagle belt, like kind of like subtly pointing that out, like I'm going to use this belt back to a time when you had real champions. I don't know if that's intentional, but that's the vibe that I'm getting from it. Kevin Owens hasn't been this interesting for me since about 2017, 2018 when he had the Universal title. You guys know I've been very short on him, like for the past year or so. I think he's been very just stuck in the mud ever since the start of 2020 when he was feuding with the Bloodline. I thought it was just going absolutely nowhere for him. He's done nothing since the tag team championship run with Sami Zayn. Didn't do anything for me either. Point is, Kevin Owens now has created this story where, depending on how this ends, depending on where this goes, I'm interested. There's places that this can go or how this can end where I will still be interested even if he loses this match, which I think he will. I think Cody Rhodes is definitely not dropping that title until at least WrestleMania. As far as Cody Rhodes is concerned, I'm going to actually say something nice about him. That was the best promo. That was the best promo that he's done since that time after his very first WrestleMania, where he came out and said he wants to win the title that his dad never did. On Raw, I thought that was a very good promo battle with CM Punk. It felt authentic. It felt like he wasn't pandering to the crowd. It felt like it wasn't your atypical babyface promo.
Yeah.
I actually quite liked it. It reminded me of a little bit of American Nightmare, Ring of Honor, Cody.
Yeah, it had shades of it. That's what I thought when I saw it as well.
Exactly. Yeah, like it had a bit of like a rough edge to it, which is fine. Your baby faces can have some rough edges to it. There's nothing wrong with that. I just like the fact that he didn't go, oh, CM Punk, you're a douche. Everyone in insert name of city here thinks you're a douche, gets the pop. Like, you didn't do that. You didn't need that. Like, you just speak your mind. You're a little bit angry. You're pissed off because you just had a haluva kick to your jaw. I want to see more of that side of Cody Rhodes. And I think the end of this should be the downfall of Cody. Like, he ends up becoming everything that he hated because of the pressure that he had on him because he's losing all of his friends. I think that should be like sort of like a hero turned into a villain. Like, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain style.
That's a lot of what me and Keaton said, like, when we were first booking Cody with the title as well. We said it'd be really interesting to see him put on a pedestal of his dad's legacy and trying to live up to that. And he knows for a fact everyone's going to try and take him off it, and it's how it breaks him. And I think the fact that we've got people that have been very close to him now definitely adds into that story of, like, you seeing yourself become a villain. I love that kind of style of storytelling, and definitely agree on that.
I mean, I don't know if you remember this. I mean, go back and watch the podcast from last year. I literally pitched this for the start of the year last year. I think it was like a fantasy booking or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I pitched Cody Rhodes like becoming the villain to obtain everything that he wants, and like he accidentally becomes everything that he hates. This should have happened ages ago, because Cody Rhodes' year-long title run has been so stagnant. I don't think anything interesting has happened since this Cody Rhodes title run has started, apart from the Kevin Owens feud. Maybe I don't think I will remember this title reign in 10 years' time. Like, it has made no impact to me whatsoever. But,
which is understandable.
Yeah. But I do think Cody's winning.
G, how do you feel about it?
I have really enjoyed Kevin Owens recently. I'm a big Kevin Owens fan anyway. I really feel like he's been underlooked over the past few years. Like, he is better than what he was given work to do. And I just feel like this is probably some of the better stuff that he has done in the past few years, given that chance. And I really enjoyed watching him. And I just love the fact that he picked that belt up and went, fuck it, this is mine now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. However, I do feel like Kevin is going to lose. And that really upsets me because, like I said, I don't see Cody losing the belt till WrestleMania either. So, yeah, I've got Cody to win. There's not much. Other than I know this is going to be a brutally good match. I don't have much else to say.
Nah, very valid, yeah. I feel like a lot of us are in the same boat. Keaton?
Yeah, to piggyback off you both, I think it kills me as such as a Kevin Owens guy, with how well he has been with the last couple of weeks, with obviously taking the belt and making it his own, and to be honest, making it relevant. Like he says, Cody's run has been so stagnant and kind of boring in a way, because you kind of expect every single pay-per-view he went into, he wasn't going to lose. It's like it kind of played into that way. And I really, really want Kevin to win, but like you both says, there's no way Cody's dropping it. There's no way Cody's dropping until WrestleMania. But I do think what Reese says, that we will start to see the demise, and I think it will start to play at WrestleMania, that he'll lose at WrestleMania, and then it will play off the factor that the fans will then start to turn, and because the fans will be getting behind the new champion, and then he'll try to play off that, and he'll miss after miss, and he'll slowly start to turn. And I'm really excited to see how that plays off, because I think the fact that it could play off like that, and he slowly demises to a point where he wins it back, like he says, and now he's in a sense he's the bad guy now, and then for him to sort of play
sense.
off.
Yeah.
So a lot of a lot of wrestlers, after they have a really good run as a babyface champion, they tend to turn heel after they lose the belt because the fans turn on them. They get behind the new champion, as you said. So it makes sense for him to go kind of heel after he loses the belt.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I do also have Cody winning.
Yeah, I think all of us are Cody winning. The reason I also think Cody's winning is there has been multiple teases of a brand new belt that is going to be shown, which is emerging of the Eagle and the newest one. And I don't, not that I disagree that, like, not that I agree Kevin Owens shouldn't have the chance of wearing that new belt. It fits Cody's aesthetic of what he's doing with the Eagle because of the whole American thing, and they'll play into that. It's easy marketing. So as a marketing stance, I could just see Cody retaining for that point alone. But I'm the same as you guys. If Kevin Owens won, I wouldn't be upset at all. I've loved all the work he's done at the moment. So yeah, 100% agree with you guys. So
Courtney also put Cody to win.
Nice. I was just about to say. So with that, we only have Courtney's prediction left. So I
didn't get an a couple of them have bits after. But
okay, that's cool.
She just put Cody to win for this one.
I just want to get to some thoughts on this. Kevin Owens is obviously going to lose this. Where do we see Kevin Owens going headed into WrestleMania?
I see him going against Sami Zayn. And the reason why I see that going is very much the last promo that happened where Kevin Owens walked in and said, like, you're my best friend, you're my brother. I'll have your back, so you have mine. So part of me thinks if Sami doesn't show, that's Kevin Owens being like, the final straw. I have no friends in this industry anymore. Like, that's how I took it. I think... Yeah, no, go.
I was going to say, or as Paul has just said in the chat, and I was thinking also, if Sami does show up but costs him the match.
Yeah, that'd be the other side.
Accidentally costs him the match, not purposely.
You know what? I think the accidental cost will come from... I firmly believe Randy Orton is going to cost Kevin this match.
Oh, okay.
I think Randy Orton's going to cost Kevin Owens this match just because of the feud that they got going on. But I think Kevin Owens will blame more Sami Zayn than Randy. Like Randy was there for Cody. Where were you for me? I think they should go in that direction.
Yeah, that'd be a very smart way of booking it. I also feel, and I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, I feel there's a potential chance if Kevin Owens loses, he throws himself into the Rumble. And goes for,
depends on the order of the matches.
Yeah, obviously depends on the order of the matches. And what I also think, though, if Randy Orton does turn up, like as a return in that Rumble, I 100% think Kevin Owens would rock back up in the Rumble because lost the chance against Cody, has an easy way of getting it, and also gets to get revenge on Randy Orton. He would 100% take that option.
Yeah.
I
do think the men's Rumble will be the last match anyway.
I think that's main eventing. Yeah,
100%. I think it definitely should do. Like the men's Rumble is so stacked this year. Like to the point where I don't want to dismiss it. No offense to the women's one, but I don't really.
No, I think they should open with the women's.
Yeah, I'm not really as excited for the women's one. I don't really.
I am, because the fact that they've not announced so many, we can speculate. This is what's fun about the women's one. 25 men have been announced for the men's Royal Rumble. There's only 5 that are surprises that we don't know about. Like, the female one, we've had 10. We might get more on Friday. This is the problem of us doing a podcast on a Thursday. We might get some tomorrow before the pay-per-view. But the fact that we've only got 10, that is like 20 potential surprises we have no clue about.
Well, they won't all be
don't get me wrong. I like to be wrong. Like...
But that's why I'm saying, like, I think they should open with that, because then that's what draws the hype in of the, we're left unsuspected, like how we were last year. We didn't have...
Well, yeah, the women's one by far last year was the best one.
Exactly. Yeah. And the fact of, like, there were people never mentioned or never speculated that rocked up. We had Jordan Grace, we had Jade Cargill, and they were kept under wraps. So this year...
I very much think without, like... The matches are very easy to predict. I think it's very easy to predict the order the matches will go in this year.
Yeah.
I think they're going to open with the women's, then go tag, then Cody, then men's.
That's what I thought as well.
Makes
That
sense.
was the order I would do.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Mentioning the tag, let's go into it, because here's a very fun, interesting fact for you guys. This is the first singles tag match that has been defended since last year's Mania on a pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
The only other time the tag belts were defended on a pay-per-view was when it was the ladder match to claim the two teams of getting the new belts.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dope. I just want to throw something out there as well. I like a random statistic that for some reason I remember. I think this is the first time, only the second time that a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match has been, at least for about 10 years. Because the last time, and this is such a random combination of people in the match, it was a 2 out of 3 fall match for the SmackDown tag titles. It was the Usos versus, do you remember this team? Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah. Because that's obviously America made is like a the new Chad Gable faction is obviously a throwback to them when they were a team.
American Alpha.
Well,
American
when it was when Jason Jordan like kind of split off, like Gable teamed up with Benjamin for a little bit.
Yeah, it was Jason Jordan was dealing with an injury at the time, so Shelton Benjamin stepped in to do some work with Gable, and it worked really well. I really enjoyed them as a team.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, that was the other thing that was going to go in. A 2 out of 3 falls match is actually incredible to see. We've not seen that for ages, especially for a tag belt situation. And I'm fully here for this. I love both these teams. Motor City Machine Gun. I've been a diehard fan of them for years. The New Japan scene, the TNA scene.
Yeah.
They carry tag team wrestling. They put on a masterclass anytime you watch them. You learn something new each time. For them to go against my diehard NXT Black and Gold tag team of being DIY, I struggle to pick this. I'm going to go Motor City, and the reason I said this is, quite frankly, I want them to win the titles on a pay-per-view, not just on a random SmackDown, because that's where their first title defense was. DIY have won title defenses and have won the belts on actual pay-per-views. I want Motor City to get that treatment. And that's me.
I can't argue with that.
So, G, I'm going to throw it to you. We're going to go backwards this time. So, your thoughts?
How's that backwards? Keaton was
Keaton was last. Yeah, so Keaton first this time. My apologies.
Yeah. I think if given the time, this match could steal the show 100%.
Honda.
Like he says, it's arguably one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling in that era, against, like he says, Black and Gold. And for me, I know you said I can't see DIY dropping. I can't. I'm enjoying the Johnny. This is what I wanted. This is obviously Black and Gold 2.0. You know what I mean? It's reincarnation. Yeah. It's what I've always wanted. I wanted Johnny Tommaso heels back on it. That's all. As always, what I've always wanted. And I think with the run that they're on currently, I think it's just better to just build up the feud with Motor City. I think it needs more time. They need to build it a bit more. And I think with this, obviously, you have the 2 out of 3 falls. You could see so many different tag teams that the DIY still need to go against for me.
Yeah.
And I think it will build up into like a multi-man match at Mania. You get your 4,
that'd be
fatal
cool.
4, or your 6, just to build up at Mania, because I think it's an easier way for them to drop the titles. Because
you mean like how they did that Mania a while back, where it was like all the different tag teams rocked up, and then that's when they brought the Hardys back. I'd love something like that. Yeah, bring that back. That was really fun how they did that.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that.
Cool. Yeah.
Because if not, it's all I can see it going is if Motor City do win, it's just Motor City DIY, Motor City DIY.
Yeah.
And it just constantly back and forth. And I don't really.
I mean, I'd give Pretty Deadly their flowers. They added quite a bit
they
to
do
this
need
feud. but they definitely need the belts at some point soon as well because it's hindering them.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I've learned from this feud is Pretty Deadly needs to move to Raw.
Yeah.
What are the Street Profits doing right now?
They're injured, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
I think one of them was. I think it's Angelo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why B-Fab's been wrestling solo at the moment as well.
I like to.
Oh yeah, it's been cool. But yeah, no, I 100% get what you're saying with the DIY not potentially dropping the belts and having the feud continue and build it a bit longer. That does make sense as well. So yeah, that tracks.
So just to check, Rush, you said Motor City, and you said DIY. Keaton.
Yeah.
It's because I take it you're writing them down.
Yeah.
G, this comes to you. So what's your thoughts and who do you think?
I've gone for DIY.
Valid.
I can't see them dropping the belts just yet. I want them to have them for a bit longer. Motor City is such a name to say. Motor City
MCMG. You could just say MCMG, and we know what you mean.
That's what I wrote down. MCMG. They're still quite new to the brand and stuff like that, so I feel like they've still got time to build and show their potential as they go along. So I still think it's time for DIY to have their flowers a bit more. So yeah, I've gone for a DIY to retain. Courtney has also gone for a DIY to retain. However, she thinks the Hardys are going to come out to confront after.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be against that.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah. I won't mind that.
And I can kind of see where she's coming from because I feel like WWE announcing this TNA partnership a few weeks before Royal Rumble means that we're going to see something TNA related.
People. But I think that's just for the Rumble.
And it would make such a big pop for the first pay-per-view of the year. So
yeah, that makes sense. No, 100%. I get why she would say that. But part of me
also feels like... I think all signs point to the Hardy Boys returning soon. Anyway, so yeah, they might as well.
I was going to say, if we're going to go into it, NXT very much teased a particular Matt Hardy at the very end of NXT's last episode. I don't know if any of you guys saw it on Twitter or anything, because I know some of you guys don't watch NXT, but you might have still caught it.
No, I've seen it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, they did a very interesting.
I don't think I got to the end.
They did a very interesting graphic where, you know, like old TV screens, you would have like the rainbow effect. Yeah. It changed, then said Vengeance Day, and if you hear the typing very much sounds like the intro music to Matt Hardy version 1.0.
I was very buzzing.
It was very quite similar, so I hope it is. The only other person I thought it could have been, and you might get this, Sami Callihan.
Oh, okay. I mean,
because he has that whole computer hacking glitch thing that he always has on his stuff.
Well, it would make sense as well, because like obviously the partnership at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, that makes sense if Sami Callihan gets involved, and that's how that happens.
Who would you put him against, though? Like, would you put him in the main event, or?
I wouldn't say main event, but I'd say like against at least something slightly more interesting. Like I'd go against the family or something like that, like a US title maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe that'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
being like, and Sami Callihan being like, "Look, I've noticed your job crimes. I've seen him being posted about it. So yeah, let's get it."
And Trek's pretty free at the moment.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. Something like that as well. Or Wesley. Wesley's quite.
Wesley, yeah.
Because they've wrestled before, obviously Rascals and all that, so it makes sense them two potentially doing it. But yeah, that's really cool to say the Hardys, and yeah, that made us go on a slight tangent there. But Reese, Motor City or DIY, what you feeling?
This is difficult, because I feel like both teams need a bit of momentum. I think the DIY's title runs on the main roster have been very short, and I feel like they kind of deserve a little bit of a longer run. On the other hand, Motor City Machine Guns, they had a very good moment where they beat Bloodline just out of nowhere. Great team. All I can say is this match is going to be, if it's given the time, it's like Keaton said, it could be the best match on the card. I mean, this is your tag team's favorite tag, your favorite tag team's favorite tag team in the MCM, versus like kind of this generation's Motor City Machine Guns. It's insane, this match. It's going to be unbelievable. I am going to give it to DIY though. I think that their title run will last up until WrestleMania. I think that Motor City Machine Guns don't necessarily need the win to carry on momentum. I think they're very popular as they are, as they've come in. They can put on stellar matches on SmackDown without it being for the tag team titles. We've seen this with Los Garza. We've seen it with Pretty Deadly. That could continue. As for DIY, give them a couple more months with the championships. I can see that team splitting up eventually, though, with Ciampa maybe turning on Gargano, or vice versa. I mean, I'm kind of enjoying Gargano's kind of dickish run in the tag team division.
I was gonna say, I like that Gargano is playing tries to be friendly, but then has his big bully behind him. And as soon as Big Bully speaks, he's like, nah, fuck those guys. We don't mess with those.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
According to our truth, Tommaso Ciampa is Triple H anyway. So.
Yeah. I see you hiding there, Shawn Michaels.
I mean, seeing as though we're halfway through, shout out to Triple H, Hall of Fame.
Yes, I was going to bring this up later.
100%. I mean, like I say, we're halfway through. His name's just been brought up, we might as well. It's about time. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've not been in this yet. But...
Did you guys see the little video of when Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker?
Yeah.
He just didn't know what to say. He literally was like, Shawn Michaels' music hits, and he's like,
"What's going on?"
Yeah. I'm super happy for him. Like without a shadow of a doubt, he deserves it. People might have their own opinions on him in like the early 2000s and how he kind of dominated the Raw division, but he has more than contributed to the business to deserve this.
100%. He's done so much work. Like
from going from, I mean, let's just say from 1998 to 2000, going from like a popular face and heel in DX in the mid card to becoming the cerebral assassin in 99, 2000, becoming like probably the biggest heel on the roster, and that's saying something because he had to push himself up into the main event scene, which was already crowded with people like Mankind, Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, the most popular time in wrestling history. He was able to push himself up into that main event and make himself relevant, make himself hated. I think he's 100% deserving of this.
For sure.
And that's not even like counting all the stuff he did like later on, the matches that he had with Cena, Evolution, like needing to say more with that.
And now basically running WWE.
And now basically running the company, like
ran Black and Gold to make them arguably the biggest brand alongside Shawn Michaels to now running the main brand, solidifying the NXT deal, doing these women's mid belts and everything under his name. Like, if we're going to put anyone that listens to the fans and has instantly gave us back what we've wanted from listening, it's definitely Triple H in this situation.
Yeah.
Let's be real now. Before he actually took over, WWE was kind of stagnant. Everyone
it really was. It was.
Like,
it was
and everyone stopped watching. So many people that I knew just stopped watching because it was you just weren't worth watching, and you went out of your way to watch something else.
Yep.
And he revived it. He brought it back as soon as people started hearing that he was in control. People thinking, okay, Black and Gold, we had the potential.
Exactly.
Here.
Yeah, we got to give it a watch because Black and Gold. Yeah.
And he's shot it to that absolute roof, like tenfold. And now WWE is arguing it's best time it's ever been in since those early 2000s, in my opinion. Like,
definitely, I agree on that stance as well. I think if you want to get into wrestling, this is the best time to get into wrestling because being able to watch wrestling has evolved now as well. Like, you've got so many more indie shows now opening up because the opportunity of WWE ID. You've got the opportunities with Netflix now, some multiple deals, easier ways to streaming it. The fact of Saturday main events came back, so even if you can't afford a Netflix subscription, you can still watch via YouTube for free. They're still giving you content regardless of how you do it. And it's really awesome to see that. And other companies now are looking at that and also trying to do it. Like, you've got a company who's just done a deal with HBO Max, another deal with Amazon coming up.
I was just going to say, isn't AEW going to Amazon or something?
Yes,
Yeah, the
AEW
pay-per-views,
has
yeah.
stopped. Yeah, AEW pay-per-views. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you'll be able to watch the pay-per-views for free.
Nice. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So basically, it's like
However,
another way of putting it into your subscriptions, but we're on WWE.
as
so.
much as we all love the Netflix, I know we're on a tangent here now, but that's fine. I love how we all love that we can watch WWE easy on Netflix. The one bad thing that has come out of the Netflix with WWE going is they've stopped watch parties because Netflix own the rights to WWE now. So places like Walkabout, independent pubs that did watch parties for pay-per-views, they're not allowed to show them anymore.
Are they not? I did not know that.
They haven't come to an agreement yet before Royal Rumble started of how pubs could go about showing it, because obviously pubs could easily make a Netflix subscription, but they won't
to watch it.
Exactly.
If you're going to a pub, if say 100 people go to a pub to watch it with one Netflix subscription, they've lost out on money from 100 people watching it.
Yeah.
I think that's bullshit. I think it's stupid because at the end of the day, if we're talking pubs, they're going to find a way around it. They'll find a stream or something. Then you might as well just let them do it. Like or like pay like if you're a business, pay like a premium subscription or something like that. I don't know. Like it's not that hard to work out really.
This is what I was saying. I don't get how Netflix don't capitalize on watch parties being like, yes, you can use one account in a pub, but what you do is every person who pays to go watch that event, they get a month trial of Netflix on top. Like you make them want to watch more after, and then you give them a chance with that, and then they end up paying for the subscription anyway because they're like, well, I went and watched the pay-per-view and I got a month of content for free. I'm probably going to want to pay for more. It doesn't make sense to me as a business model to get rid of that opportunity. I understand why they are, because licensing agreements and subscription fee systems are a lot more different, but pubs do it anyway, like Sky Sports, all of that stuff. You still have to pay for subscriptions for that.
So the point is, I think what Netflix are missing out on here is the fact that most of the people that go to these pubs and these clubs probably have Netflix. Like, but you want to watch it in a public space, like with a lot of people. I have Netflix, but I'm going to a friend's house to watch it. So
that's us. That's us not.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
And I think that's what upsets me as well, is a lot of the guys I train with have like literally said, why, like, whose house are we rocking up to then? Because a lot of them bought tickets to one of the events in Birmingham, because at the time, obviously, they were still going to run it. They didn't know that they couldn't stream it and that. So now everyone's been refunded their money because they can't host the event anymore.
Yeah, I saw a post, but I can't seem to find the post about it anymore.
Yeah, I know the post you're on about because you showed it me yesterday.
I don't know if I put it in the group chat. Let me have a quick. You carry on, and I'll have a quick look.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I think Triple H getting the Hall of Fame and leading it, perfect shout. Yeah. I hope there's a couple of other people that also had quite interesting feuds with Triple H gets put in the Hall of Fame.
I'd say Batista screams.
And Batista, it screams to have both of them inducted at the same time because they had some of the best rivalries in my eyes.
Definitely.
Just saying, they were like really close.
One of the best WrestleMania main events was Batista and Triple H.
Exactly.
Yeah, unbelievable. I've seen a lot of people online like unbelievably saying that Triple H had like a mediocre career in terms of in the ring. I was like, have you watched his career? Like, what are you talking about? We're coming up to a fucking pay-per-view right now. Like, just for an example, where he had arguably one of the best matches of all time, like Triple H versus Foley, 2000. Like, do your research before you say like silly. Like, because I mean, even WrestleMania. Look at WrestleMania. Like I just said, Batista and Triple H WrestleMania 21. Even Cena and Triple H WrestleMania 22. The two matches with the Undertaker.
Yeah. Like
come on.
The dude had a stellar career, start to finish. You can't be like, he had a mediocre one. I'm sorry, this dude has like showed up and showed out arguably one of the coolest fucking entrances of all time with his gear as well. The whole motorbike, everything. Like
he's on my Mount Rushmore, mate. Like of the top 4
Yeah.
wrestlers, like in history. Like he's on that Mount Rushmore for a reason.
I was gonna say, if we're talking like his prime era, he was one of the main reasons I always watched it as a kid. The main people I always went to watch was Triple H and Stone Cold. When I was a kid, that's all I would care for.
Presence, charisma, matches,
Literally.
rivalries. He's got to be in the argument for Mount Rushmore, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Even the stuff with Vince, you know what I mean? We like like early on, like some of that.
Bro,
Yeah.
Even the stuff with Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, you made Seth turn on the Shield, and you're telling me he's mediocre. He was the driving force for that.
There's always a plan B. Oh my god!
I'm sorry. Every time you hear that line, you know what was going down, and you still get goosebumps.
Okay.
God, the reaction in the crowd, the reaction, like you know when you hear that one
dropping his
person.
jaw, no.
Yeah. He notices it before everyone else. He's like, no.
Yeah, you hear it as it hits. Yeah, I see it. I've seen it. It's so.
I've just found the thing. It says here. It states that with WWE launching all its content on Netflix from January the 6th, it signals the end of parties at pubs and bars, as they aren't allowed to show Netflix stream content in the same way they can for Sky Sports and TNT.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Couldn't they get away with it if they had a way of streaming it via Peacock, though?
And then it says, Hooked on Wrestling announced that their last set of events took place around Survivor Series, as they are no longer allowed to show the content, and they're the biggest watch party in the UK.
Well, that's what my mates were saying. That's the guys that I was training with. They said they were going to do the Hooked on Wrestling event, but then obviously they all got refunded and said, like, look, it's not happening no more. Yeah, it does. It definitely does, and it's a weird place for it to be. But hopefully there becomes an agreement on Netflix, like says, like, look, we're opening to the idea of letting people have watch parties. We'll just have to see. But Triple H will have to get in discussions with them and be like, look, can't be doing that. We lose viewers.
Yep.
Yeah. It loses that social aspect as well, doesn't it, realistically?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what wrestling's all about. It's like you go there for the social aspect as well. Like you're all there to watch the same incredible stories inside the ring or outside the ring. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you look at it as well, with like a lot of like content creators and stuff, if they didn't have these watch parties and these reactions and stuff, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kills that off as well.
Yeah.
For real. I think they'll change the mind. I think they'll change the mind. Like I think they'll.
I think they'll come around it eventually somehow.
They'll have to. Yeah, I think it'll come to an agreement at some point.
It might be a case where they bring in something like a Netflix streaming license, where you pay an extra fee for the whole year to be able to stream
for a watch party. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That could happen. I could see that. But yeah, let's get into it.
Before we do move back onto the
okay.
I just had one other thing that I was going to bring up later, but since we're already talking about other stuff, I'll bring it up now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw, I did post in the chat, I don't know if you saw, Reese, but Stephanie McMahon is now back doing stuff with WWE, and I can't tell you how freaking excited I am about this. They literally posted a couple of hours ago that she's having a documentary come called Stephanie's Places, where she's going to talk with superstars, ex-superstars, recent, not like old superstars that don't wrestle that are still with the company. She wants to find out about the biggest stories in WWE, and she's having her own documentary series on it, and it's coming in March, and I cannot be more happy.
That sounds super
back
dope.
in WWE doing stuff with them. I feel like all the stuff that happened with Vince McMahon and everything was her time to step away, and that's what she did. And now that that's all settled back, she can come and do what she loves with the company again.
Yeah, no, that sounds dope. I'm super here to watch that. It looks interesting enough to sit down and watch. Other wrestling content is also coming back, as Dark Side of the Ring got renewed for another season, and they have released the list of the episodes they're going to be doing. So
any interesting one
on those. I think I did. let me see if I can pull up the post because I did see it like literally half an hour ago. But I know there's some interesting ones they have announced. There is I think there was like Mr. Perfect is getting one.
Oh, okay. Like, but that'll be a tough one. That'll that'll be a very tough one because especially towards the end, like they're playing Ride from Hell and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's what's partly connected for them to look more into.
Well, that was the reason why he got fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting to do a Kurt Hennig episode. In terms of Stephanie, I do want to say I'm happy she's back. I will reserve my judgment. I think it's been going fine without her. No offense. So maybe stay out the way. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's at. We all like to praise Stephanie, love Stephanie, yay Stephanie. But just like Shane, she sometimes in the past has had a habit of interfering in certain things. So like I say, maybe just stay out the way. Like your husband, deal with it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, don't let.
But
the
she
only
could
thing
be a good asset towards the women's wrestling side.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The only other side I'd see her is get involved with some of the women's stuff because she did help the Evolution side and push the women talent. Not incredibly, but she still helped.
Yeah, she did all right. Like I say, I'm not the biggest Stephanie McMahon fan in the world. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like I'm happy she's back. Like she's a lovely person, but yeah, I think it's proven more than ever that like in the past year or so, WWE doesn't really need McMahon interference. So that's my opinion.
I get that.
Yeah.
So I found the full list of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes. So I'll quickly give you those. We get Hell in a Cell.
Oh, with Mick. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Big Van Vader.
Nice. Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'll be interested in seeing that one.
Especially if they talk about the Japan stuff.
Or if he gets I'm more interested in the bit like when he came to WWE and Shawn Michaels shat on him.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that.
Tony Atlas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ludwig Borg. Is it Borg?
Oh, Ludwig Borga. Yeah.
Billy Jack Haynes. I did not expect that.
No, I wasn't expecting his name. No.
Hot Stuff. Eddie Gilbert.
Oh, okay.
Superstar Billy Graham.
Interesting, because he argues to this day that Hulk Hogan pretty much stole all of his stuff.
Yeah. I think that'll be what it might go into. Original Sheik.
Nice. Okay.
Muhammad Hassan.
Yes. Give me an episode of Muhammad Hassan. Should have been WWE champion. Should have been WWE champion. If it wasn't for what happened, I'm not going to go into it because I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it on YouTube. If it wasn't for what had happened around the same time in real life, Muhammad Hassan at the time was the biggest heat magnet in WWE. He was brilliant. Just because he was like, everyone thought he was from a certain part of the world and they hated on him because everyone thought, he was a T word. I can't say it.
Yeah.
But he was fantastic. The best part was he was Italian. He wasn't even from he wasn't even Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Muhammad Hassan. He got fired and it wasn't even his fault. It was ridiculous.
So let's get back into the Rumble as we've had.
Let's go back to the Rumble predictions.
Speaking of the Rumble, Muhammad Hassan had one of the biggest, the best parts of the Rumble in 05. It was fantastic.
I love how I've got him such a big hype for that episode now. He's like, I need it.
I do need it.
Back to those Rumble predictions, please.
So,
yeah, go on.
We are going to dive headfirst into the women's predictions. And I am going to ask you, Reese, who do you think first?
Why? Why are you asking me?
Because I already know G's and I've got a good idea of Keaton's. So look,
Oh no, I've switched mine, mate. I've switched mine.
You switched.
Have you?
Yeah, I've switched it.
You
Yeah.
betrayed me.
Oh, okay. I'm very interested. Keaton, you tell yours first, please.
I mean, I'm a
Okay.
woman. I'm more than happy to go first.
Yeah, I don't give a shit anyone except for me because I actually
Yeah,
haven't
go on
got
then,
an answer.
G. Yeah, ladies first. Go on. Yeah.
You're all gonna hate me. I hate myself.
Just say it. Say it.
I've put Charlotte Flair to win.
Yeah. Let's go. Woo!
So before Charlotte Flair, because just WWE. They've really pissed me off with this. They really pissed me off. So obviously we didn't know Charlotte was coming back, and then we had this bloody vignette promo, and then the next week they announced she's in the Rumble. I'm like, fuck you! Why did you do this? I would have been. I'm not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan, and I never have been, and. I still would have been excited to have seen her because, like I say, even when somebody's gone, you miss them more. So it would have been nice to have her come back and shake up things again. So I would have been excited to see her. But then, as a lot of other people have said, because they've announced Charlotte, we think something else bigger might come. But then I don't think we should always set our mind to that is what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But
So, I mean, sorry, go on, carry on.
I picked Charlotte because the only way, like, before I picked Charlotte, I had like Naomi or Alexa Bliss. Those were the ones that those were the two that I was thinking for. I told you, didn't I, Ross? Those were the two that I was thinking for the longest time. I was like, I'd love to see Naomi win. I'd love to see Alexa Bliss return and win. And then Charlotte got announced, and I was like, she's going to come back and she's going to go after Tiffany. I can just see this happening. So that is why I've picked Charlotte, because if she wins, I think she'll go for Tiffany.
I'm going to play devil's advocate on WWE's side for once, because for once, I think WWE have made the right decision in announcing Charlotte, because I have missed her. To be fair, I never thought I would say that. I never thought I would say I missed Charlotte.
No, same.
Right, but I have missed her, and I do mainly just because in ring she's fantastic. Like she's never really been booked properly, in my opinion. Her character is literally I'm the champion. That is literally her character. And when she's at the champion, her character is I'm going to win the championship, and she usually does. But my thing here is, if you hadn't have told me Charlotte was going to be in the Rumble, and then she came out in the Rumble, my reaction would have been, oh, for fuck's sake. That would have been my reaction, because she's probably going to come out in the late numbers. That would have been my reaction. I think with announcing it, it's giving me time to let it sink in a little bit, like just to settle in, me to accept that she's probably going to be in the Rumble and she might be one of the people that's probably going to win it. But if she randomly showed up, I would have been like, oh, fuck off. That's my me playing devil's advocate.
I think she'll be in the first 5, and I think she'll win.
Okay.
Bold predictions, but okay. Especially first 5, Jesus, crazy.
She'll be the very first woman to win 2 Royal Rumble matches.
She would.
Yeah.
Keith, what you switched it to then, my guy?
Yeah, no. So I am going to inquire before settling. So I was thinking of a couple of things, and obviously I had a dead cert, and then I saw something, and then my mind kind of like started like thinking about it, and it's kind of ironic what you're wearing, Ross.
Oh, you're saying the same as me.
We had this conversation.
You're saying the same as me.
I've got a funny feeling that like I would be all over it if Becky come back and Becky won.
I can't convince myself that she's coming back, though. I would be butthurt if she doesn't.
Yeah.
I saw the same article, and I was going to mention this because it changed my view as well.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Because initially my dead cert was Nia. I was going to say just Nia, just win it straight away.
Valid.
Nia versus Rhea.
Yeah, Nia versus Rhea. Yeah,
that's such a valid one.
Yeah. Because you could tease the fact that she's going to take it from Tiffany, then Rhea sort of like gets on the back burner and stuff like that,
and then she just like,
she's like, nah, it's like I'm taking this title type of thing. maybe it's the whole master plan type of thing. You know what I mean? They could spin it that way.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
what would also be cool is if Nia did win, it could go Survivor Series, and we do old school champion versus champion, Tiff versus Nia in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they've done that before. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Definitely.
I like that.
I am gonna lock in Becky coming back.
Okay.
Let's go!
And
Is that
Becky,
your prediction to win, though?
It is my prediction to win. Yes.
Let's go! I'm not
I am
alone.
going to gamble, and I'm going to say that Becky comes back.
I'm not alone.
Yeah.
If she doesn't come back now, you have to leave my house immediately.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm out. Deuces.
Yeah, it just, to be honest, it just kind of makes sense. Like, I know Charlotte's coming back, but I know we were getting teased with a lot of different people, but she has been away for a while now.
Yeah.
And she has signed a new contract. She has signed a new contract.
And Seth's not exactly the greatest liar. You know what I mean? Like, you can kind of see it. And I think it just kind of makes it.
I'm here for it.
I'm not gonna get too excited right now, but yeah, if she comes back,
it's a dunzo, dude.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
done,
the one person I wanted to see come back broke my heart about an hour ago when they posted something.
Oh yeah, that sucked.
What? I didn't. What?
The Iconics have just announced.
Why can't you let me speak?
Okay, go.
It's my story to tell. I had convinced myself that Cassie Lee was coming back because obviously Sean Spears is in the company. So if not the Iconics or Inspirations, just Cassie Lee. And then they both posted that they're going back in ring at, I think it's Project Wrestling, Nothing to Lose or something like that.
Prestige
Wrestling. They're going to do some wrestling there or something.
I mean, like, they say that, but like, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Anything can happen in the Rumble. Like, it is a thing.
I mean, they could quickly just get a private jet from Vegas. So
it's not for another month or so. The one that they're doing with whatever company that is.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, like, you at Mania 33, the Hardys were in a ladder match at Ring of Honor like the night before.
Yeah.
So you never know. You never know.
You never know.
But yeah. Go for it, Reese. Who are you saying? So,
I'm very glad that you two also said Becky because I was going to say Becky.
Oh,
but I wasn't sure that she was going to come back.
We'll say Becky.
Yeah. Because
Becky,
mainly because I want to see Becky versus Rhea again at Mania. That match was unbelievable.
Literally what I was going to say when it came to me. So yeah, I'm glad you said that.
They do have unfinished business, don't they? So
yeah, they do. Yeah. They do. I think there's a few people in the Rumble that kind of need a Royal Rumble win more than Becky, more than Charlotte. You would argue that for like 2 or 3 years in a row, Liv Morgan probably is in competition to win the Rumble. She's been like in the final 2 like twice.
Yeah.
You've obviously got Naomi there, who would really, really benefit from like a Royal Rumble win just to get like to catapult her into the main event scene again. Jade Cargill, it would make sense if she came out and won it because she had such a dominant performance last year. But I think she's going to go for a Bianca or Naomi in a feud instead of a title.
Asuka, I can't wait for her to come back because I just want to find out who attacked her.
There's rumors that Asuka maybe is coming back at the Rumble, which would be cool. Yeah. But I don't think
about Asuka.
I honestly wouldn't be that buzzed if Asuka won the Rumble. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be happy to see her, don't get me wrong, but I think it takes a little bit more building for a person like Asuka nowadays, if he's going to put back into the main event. I think a lot of damage has been done to Asuka's stock over the past couple of years, like the way she's been booked and like the way she's been defeated so easily by people like Charlotte, etc. So I don't think it's believable that she comes back and just wins the Rumble. But Becky Lynch, like you say, there's unfinished business there. She's an established star. She's the man. I think it would subvert everyone's expectations because I think everyone is expecting Charlotte to come and win because they've announced her. I think one person bigger to come back than Charlotte would be Becky Lynch because whether you like it or not, Becky is the biggest star. No matter how much you try and book Charlotte, no matter how much you book Charlotte to win as many championships as possible, Becky is the bigger star.
Becky is more over. Yeah.
She just is.
In terms of potential other returns, like I think I would love to see Alexa Bliss come back, but I don't know what they're doing with her. Jordynne Grace is a possibility.
Jordynne Grace is a possibility, granted, yeah. Again, a little bit like Asuka. I'm not in terms of like the damaged stock, but in terms of Asuka, I think it takes a little bit more than to just get someone in there for them to win. I think you need to build Jordynne Grace up a little bit more.
Just to make her WWE debut
in a Rumble. Yeah,
100%. Like just give her a bit of a dominant performance, have her eliminate a couple of people.
I have Jordynne Grace actually as most eliminations. I've got her predicted as my most eliminations would be Jordynne Grace doing it.
Oh, nice. That's a good shout. I've got Nia for mine, but I can see why you picked Jordynne Grace.
That makes sense.
About most eliminations, but I did think about Iron Woman, and I went for Jordynne Grace.
Okay, that's valid. Iron Woman. I genuinely was gonna say Liv Morgan, because, hear me out. As Reese very much pointed out, statistics wise, because she has been second twice as she's gone in the Rumble, I think instead of actually giving her the win, as long as they make her the Iron Woman, so she comes in like 1 or 2, and Raquel comes in at 3, and Raquel helps her last come ridiculously long in the Rumble, so she wins the Iron Woman, because then that leads still into a feud where she can be like, well, I outlasted all these other women, so where's my title opportunity after? And that's how we play it.
I agree. I was going to say, for me, I think Iron Woman was going to be Lyra Valkyria. I think they want to like really put her over as like a workhorse, in as though she's the IC champion at the moment.
See, that would be interesting as well if Lyra comes out and Becky comes out a few after, because they've got like unfinished
history.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Iron Woman for me was going to be Naomi, because I think that's how they try and catapult her up.
Nice. I like that.
I'm not against that.
And I think like you're gonna see both TNA World Champions in both of the Rumbles.
Oh, let's
go. I think you're gonna get
I think so too. Yeah.
Oh, get Asher in there. Yeah.
Courtney's prediction for the women's is Io Sky, by the way.
That's a very valid shout. Yeah. So we get the
which I see where she went with that, because a lot of people are saying Io versus Rhea, aren't they?
Yeah. So. Well, I'm saying Becky because I want the Becky Rhea run back exactly like Reese said.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one name we missed for. I remember seeing Courtney's list of people she think might show up, and I know she had a bunch of the women's we just mentioned. She also had Michelle McCool on there.
I've heard a couple of people say that,
and one that I just thought of, a lot of people are speculating Nikki Bella might show up as well.
Oh, please, no. Keep the Bellas away, man. God's sake. No, I'm not down for the Bellas at all. I'm stuck.
Courtney also had Carmella, Maurice, and AJ Lee. But I think like we're all fumbling with AJ Lee. Let's just not.
Yeah. No. If AJ Lee happens, I'm sorry.
If AJ Lee happens, I'll cry. I will cry. I will go and rebuy my knee-high Converse that I sold.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. If AJ Lee returns, your YouTube live stream debut is just going to have 2 ass-grown men screaming at the top of their lungs. Fire!
Yeah. I already says Ross is getting dashed if AJ Lee comes back. It's already happening.
Like, we legit made the joke of saying, wait, we thought Stone Cold would come out because I'd go through the window. Like, honestly, if AJ Lee happens, I think everyone would lose their collective mind. Like,
and the fact that Punk did that tease with Jackie Redmond, like he was like, "Well, I know someone, but I don't think I can tell you. I'll get in trouble because she's really big." And everybody
I don't want to ruin the big surprise.
I think I'm delusional because it's not. It's not going to be.
Delulu. We're all Delulu.
I just want to mention a name. I think it would be cool if this person was Iron Woman. I don't think it's probably going to be the case, but if you want like a name, like an outside shout, I think it'd be really cool if Ivy Nile was the Iron Woman.
Oh
I like that.
yeah,
She's
man.
quite dominant, yeah.
Even though she's in American Made, like I think like the whole stamina
Real
thing,
powerhouse,
like is in their wheelhouse, like you said. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be the case, but I would do that if I was booking the Rumble. I would put Ivy Nile as Iron Woman.
I fully like that. I do.
Yeah, I like
respect that a lot. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Right now, let's do this, shall we? Let's get into the.
Why did you go first, Ross?
Oh God. Okay, because I feel like mine is going to absolutely confuse people. I think an outsider is going to win the Rumble.
Really?
What?
Like Kevin Nash.
No, not Kevin Nash.
You said an outsider.
I'd rather both my knees clicked and collapsed like Kevin Nash's did before he won.
He fallen and knocked the last person over the top rope.
I think Joe Hendry is going to win.
No, he's not.
That would be nice. I would like that very much.
I think he's going to put the TNA World Title on the line against Cena. That's who he's going to call out for WrestleMania.
What? Are you serious? Really?
Yep.
What?
Okay.
Jesus,
okay.
You're going a bit far-fetched with that.
The reason I'm right.
Fantasy booking 101, that is.
Right, hear me out. Every time Joe Hendry has had a conversation of who would he want to face in WWE, who would he like to put the title on the line, he has had Cena. There is only one way that is even possible, is if Joe Hendry wins the Rumble, gets a main event situation at Mania, and goes, look.
We have a partnership now. Cena could just go to
I was about to say, you ruling out the fact that Cena could just rock up.
They could do
maybe
that,
it's
but
like
I
a
feel like...
Slammiversary or something. And
imagine
Cena just rocking up in TNA.
But this is my other side of it. Imagine a fucking TNA person winning a Rumble.
Like, I would like that. Yeah, they'd save our money.
On the line.
Don't get me wrong. I don't agree with you. But if it happened, I would absolutely adore it. I think it'd be great.
But like, that's who I want to win, and that's who I predict to win. But I don't think it's genuine. I genuinely don't think they would do that. If there was anyone to actually win that I have confidence in winning, and even then, I hate saying it, I think Punk is legit winning this year.
Yeah, like another good shout, definitely.
Because I said to G, it makes sense with how he's come back with the career, the feuds he's done. He's never had a main event at WrestleMania. Give him the main event at WrestleMania.
Also ties into something that I want to talk about a little bit, like after we've talked about the Rumble.
But yeah, so potential returns as well. That I just want to say a couple names. Malachi Black.
Yeah, again. Getting dashed 100%.
House of Black's done.
Probably, I
don't know if
Alistair Black.
Timelines add up with that one.
Yes, they do.
Love it. We love it.
Gee, his contract's done.
I think his contract expires the day of the Rumble.
But
yeah,
just yeah.
AW wrote him out.
Let a guy dream, okay? Let him dream.
I said.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I hear Root of All Evil,
listen. Matt
it's done.
Cardona is at WrestleCon this weekend. Am I deluded that Matt Cardona is turning up? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
that's on my list.
He's on my list.
That's on my list.
He's on my list.
Malachi Black.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona, and on a real shiz, I'd say Ricky Starks.
Oh, Ricky Starks is on Courtney's list.
Ricky Starks,
with him. He's only done indie. He did a shoot promo on AEW. Like,
yeah.
Also on Courtney's list is Corey Graves, who is on my list.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Wade Barrett.
Oh, I'd love Wade back in. That'd be so good.
Let me just see who else she put.
If we're doing lists, I'm going to add Nick Nemeth.
Yes.
Josh Alexander as well.
Josh is the other one Courtney's got. That's the other one she's got.
I just want to say I did like a top 8 people who could be number 30 in the Rumble.
I saw.
and I put number 5 as Goldberg, and I put him over quite a few other like big names who I would love to see. And someone like commented going, Goldberg over Jeff Hardy, are you insane? And I was like, yes, but hear me out. I would love to see Goldberg in the Rumble because I would absolutely love to see Bron Breakker destroy him. It would do
Bron
so
Breakker
much.
spear him out. Yeah.
Oh my god, could you imagine Bron Breakker just kills Goldberg? Like, can you imagine? Like it would do wonders for his career. He spears the shit out of Goldberg, the guy who arguably has the best spear in the business. Like, can you imagine Bron Breakker doing that?
Yeah. So Bron Breakker was my most eliminations.
I think Bron Breakker is definitely a shout for most eliminations. Yes.
It would have been Bronson Reed if he was healed, but obviously he's not. So I went with Bron Breakker.
We haven't got to everybody's.
No, I know. Yeah.
So who went first? Wait,
Ross.
I said Joe Hendry, and then we went with. I'm pretty sure Reese, you said yours, didn't you?
No, I didn't say mine yet. No.
Oh, okay. So,
no. Do you want me to go next?
I can go next if you want, just because I was going to say about most eliminations and that. But
go for it. Yeah, go.
Got it there, Jim.
So I feel like the men's rumble was the hardest one to call. Like, there's so many good people in there. There's so many good storyline opportunities coming out of it. I've convinced myself that Cena is winning, but I'm not going to pick Cena because I don't want him to, and I don't want to believe that he's going to win. So I have picked Punk to win, and it's obvious why, because I just love Punk. And I do think he's going to get that main event WrestleMania that he's never had that he wants to have. I do think, even if he doesn't win the Rumble, I feel like Paul Heyman is going to play a big part in it if he doesn't win the Rumble, in getting him in that main event scene. But for the longest time before I actually stuck between Cena and Punk, I thought Jey Uso. Jey Uso was my one to win. But then I changed, and I've gone for Jey Uso for most eliminations, Roman Reigns for Iron Man, and Punk to win.
I like that. I'm not even mad at that. I like that.
Yeah.
For Iron Man, I went for Seth Rollins, and I think this is where you turn Seth Rollins heel. I think this is the start of turning Seth heel because I think Punk's going to eliminate him again, really piss him off, because he's beat him on Raw. Like, he goes in the Rumble, Seth is there nearly till the end, and Punk eliminates him. I think it would be very interesting.
I think the final four will probably come down to Cena, Punk, Seth, and Roman. That's how I'm putting it. If not Roman, Jey Uso.
I would like someone to just like a bit of a throwaway in the final four to be like, I would like a Bron Breakker to get to the final four. I really would. Yeah. I think it would be amazing. I mean, I think we're all counting out the fact that maybe The Rock will be in the Rumble.
I don't want it.
I really don't
want it.
I think The Rock might eliminate. I think The Rock might eliminate Roman, and if it's not going to be The Rock, I think it might be.
Then cool.
Yeah, I think The Rock will eliminate Roman if he is, or if he isn't in the Rumble, he eliminates him from the outside or something. I think we're getting to the end game of it's going to be Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania. I don't think it'll be for the championship. I think it'll be for the Ula Fala.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. That's actually out. So who are you saying to actually win the Rumble?
I'm going to say, I'm also saying Punk, just because it ties into something that I really want to see, and I think they started planting the seeds for it on Raw this week. And I know that Punk isn't a heel, but he isn't exactly a babyface either. I would quite like to see the Austin Brett turn at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
For the championship. And I actually would like Cody to retain the title. But I want Cody to beat Punk in such a way where it turns him into the biggest arsehole in the company. Kind of like how Brett beat Austin, but he beat him by just being a dick. He busted him open. He kicked him in the nuts. He wouldn't let go of the submission hold once he even won the match and shit like that. And then he started beating on him after the match. I think it'd be such a good opportunity to make this Cody run more interesting if you turn him into a heel. I know the easy thing to do is, if it's not working, turn him heel. Yeah, well, it is an easy thing to do, but guess what? It works with Roman, and look what we've got
it's
with
worked
Roman.
with several characters.
Yeah. So, like, do you know what I mean? I would absolutely love. I mean, it works because Punk is a massive fan of Brett. I think he would probably revel in the fact he'd be in like a situation kind of like Brett and Austin, and it's at WrestleMania, and he'd get his main event match, and it's against Cody, who he's very close with. I think it'd be fantastic. I think it'd be really cool.
Be super dope.
Really good. Like I said, there's so
that
many interesting storylines that can come out this year. So many great feuds waiting to be done.
Yeah.
Go on then, Keith. Finish us off. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so obviously you've mentioned Iron. So for me, I think it's going to be Dom. I think this is where Dom's going to have a show out.
I have a theory with Dom that I'll go after. You carry on.
So and I was kind of fantasy booking in a way with this initially, but I have it was my fantasy booking, and I realised that so I switched on it. But my fantasy booking, because it was way too obvious, was Roman wins the Rumble. Roman wins the Rumble, Cody retains. Roman building up to face Cody, then CM Punk's like, that favour that you owe me.
Yeah,
takes it.
No, G said this as well. G said the favour that CM Punk would call in on Paul Heyman was CM Punk inserts himself into that.
Sorry to put in here. The other theory I had was Seth wins the Rumble. He goes up against whichever champion, and then but Seth eliminates Punk in the process of winning, and then Punk's like, right, Heyman, your job now. My favour, I want in that main event match. That was the other theory I had.
Nice, yeah.
So.
But so obviously it was a bit too obvious, and I don't think Roman really needs that. You could maybe play off the fact that then obviously then it's his own wise man turning against him and stuff like that. So you could maybe play it to that. But I do think it's like you've all said, it kind of just feels that CM Punk's probably going to win it. I don't want him to win it. I really, really don't, because I don't think CM Punk Cody needs to be for the title to be main event. I think you could just easily have them on the first night as the main event, because I think you could just easily play off that. Because right now, obviously in my perfect world, it would have been Kevin beats Cody.
Yeah.
Obviously Gunther's you are the great champion, and then obviously you build up Cody versus Punk for that first bit, because then Punk would be like, oh well, you didn't retain your title, did you? And the sort of play it off that. But so to completely go back on myself, I think it would just make sense. You have CM Punk win, you build up that way with Cody, and then like he says, that could be the start of the downfall.
I like
that. That could be.
I agree. There is an argument to be made with CM Punk, and it's the only thing that's making me think he's not going to win. But I don't know if WWE will see it this way. There is an argument to be made with CM Punk at the moment where I feel like they've got too many plates spinning with him. I'm going to say that is he's still got a rivalry with Seth Rollins, going on. He's got a random rivalry. Well, not a rivalry, but they've kind of hinted at him starting with Cody. That they teased that on Raw. He's also got something going on with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. He's got a lot going on at the minute, Punk.
I see that. I see.
Drew as well.
Yeah, and I don't, and Drew. Yeah, also Drew.
That you could still play into that.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things going on with Punk at the moment. I don't really know what the actual plan is for him, and I don't know if this is because they're worried that he's not going to have anything to do at WrestleMania. So let's just give him everything to do at
Let's
Mania.
make sure we get tick enough boxes to give him enough. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but 100%. I think part of it as well is they want to use Punk so much because they've got Punk now. Because look how many years it was without Punk, and that's the needle mover. That's the conversation starter.
The thing is, they don't want to burn him out.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and I think this is the biggest thing that I would say about Punk at the moment is like you're using him so much at the moment, and if they're not careful, it could be to the detriment of everything that you're doing with him at the moment. Like if you don't focus on one storyline, it could jeopardize everything that you're doing with him. You can't have 4 storylines going on at the same time and all of them turn out to be great. You just can't, because I mean, if let's be honest, if he wins the Rumble and chooses to face Cody, where does Seth fall into that equation? Well, he doesn't. Yeah. If he wins the Rumble, where does the favor come into with Roman Reigns? He doesn't need to cash in a favor because he's already got a Royal Rumble victory, so he doesn't need a favor yet, right? If he wins the Rumble, I don't even know what Drew's doing at WrestleMania now. Yeah. Like, do you understand what I mean? Because there's no room for Drew at WrestleMania. Because if Drew doesn't win the Royal Rumble, like there's only one direction that Drew can really go in, and that's against Seth. And they haven't really built up the whole Seth thing for a couple of weeks because Drew's argument was, you're supposed to be on my team, but they took Seth in a different direction to go against Punk. But if Punk's going after a world championship, where does that leave Seth? Like, I think they need to be very careful with what they're doing with some of these guys that don't have title plans in the future or for WrestleMania at the moment, because I think there's so many things going on at the moment with certain people, 2 people in particular, that being Drew and CM Punk, that there's so many plates spinning with different people that I think some people are going to end up winding up missing out on WrestleMania. Because you could take Drew as another example. Drew is currently feuding with CM Punk, Roman Reigns in the Bloodline, and Sami Zayn all at the same time. Like, what's Drew got to do at WrestleMania?
And Jey Uso.
And Jey, yeah, exactly. Like, so that can be a thing. Jey Uso, what's Jey doing at the moment? Like,
Jey's
holding
in
the
that
World Championship.
Yeah, well, this is it with Jey. I'm not being funny. Sorry, I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, but like, there's so many people who have been really worried about, and I think I've spoken about this on some of my TikToks lately. Like, there's so many people who I'm worried about at the moment that have so many things going on Raw, especially Raw. I've noticed that they're fighting different people every single week. They've got things simmering in the background, but you've not actually got anything concrete and solid heading into WrestleMania. We're in February, guys. On Saturday, do you know what I mean? Like, April is WrestleMania. We've got 2 months to WrestleMania, and some of these people don't have solid plans. It's worrying because you got people like Drew McIntyre, who in his all right with the stuff that he's been doing all last year, the great stuff that he did with CM Punk, the great stuff that he did the year before with Seth Rollins, etc. Like, he should definitely have WrestleMania plans because it's been fantastic. Jey Uso last year absolutely killed it. By now, you should be having solid plans for Jey Uso. I'm not even a big fan of it at the moment, but considering the work that Sami Zayn's been doing lately, you should probably have a match down for Sami Zayn. I know he's there for Kevin Owens possibly, and he's probably the most likely opponent for Sami Zayn, but you actually haven't really got a plan for Sami Zayn at the moment. And the biggest example of that, unless he wins the Rumble, is CM Punk. But the problem is, he's got 4 feuds going on at the same time. So what do you do?
I mean,
sorry,
ran over. Could be cool if they just go, fuck it, make it a fatal 4-way. CM Punk's like, yeah, I want the main event. Let's make it a fatal 4-way main event.
God, shove them all in there.
That'd
be awful.
I mean, you could do. Yeah. I mean, for example, if Roman wins the Rumble, the favor that CM Punk could use is make it a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Triple threat. Yeah.
That's what I said,
Yeah. I think that's a lot of possibilities, and for me, I think this Rumble, like as G has said quite a few times now, this Rumble has so much story potential across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to upset some fans because some fans are going to be like, that's not the story I wanted. But so many people are going to be happy with what story we do get. And it's a very interesting flick of a switch moment in this situation because we have quite a few different angles going on with this. But we've done all of ours. So to finish off, actually, we need Courtney's last prediction of her.
Oh, can I just confirm Keaton's before? Because I haven't wrote anything down.
Yeah, I'm going to go for CM Punk.
Okay.
He says
I
with
don't
pure
want to
regret.
because, like, with everything that like Reese has just says as well, it just makes it easier if he doesn't win.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
does.
it really does.
It really does.
It really does. But like, is there anyone else at the moment? I mean, I know there's a lot of massive people in that Rumble, in the men's Rumble, and that's what makes it great. But I honestly think if you give it to other people, it'd be a bit of a waste. If you give it to Roman, I think it'd be a bit of a waste because I think he has solid plans, maybe with the Rock at Mania. If you give it to Cena, I don't think Cena's winning at WrestleMania. I think he wins the title later on down the line. You already know my King of the Ring theory.
Yeah, we've seen that.
If you give it to Drew, don't see Drew like having a world title match at WrestleMania. I don't think he's at that level right now. Definitely not going to be Sami Zayn because I'm sorry, Sami Zayn is not a top guy at the moment. And no matter how many times he says it in promos, he's not a top guy. I don't care.
He's on the cover of 2K25. Don't.
No, I don't why.
With everyone else in it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do we need to get involved? Tanga Loa is in that, and where like that guy did not have a good start. Coming from a Gorillas of Destiny fan,
Okay, let's not
tangent
again.
Start.
Let's carry on.
Just let him win the Rumble. Screw it.
Yeah, he wins the Rumble. Yeah, let's go.
I mean, Tonga can come and win. I wouldn't even mind.
Jacob Fatu wins the Rumble. Yeah, baby.
I love you, Solo.
I'm sorry. Right. Solo at the moment. Like, y'all nerfed my man Jacob.
I can't believe. I know he says no tangents, but I can't believe that Solo lost against Roman.
He shouldn't have.
Really?
Yeah, I can't believe that. It just didn't make sense. It just really, really didn't make sense because you had Roman win and just killed off the bloodline. Just killed them off.
He just killed the new bloodline.
Fine.
In hindsight, maybe Solo should have won. But I think that Solo did such a good job as leader of the bloodline. And I'm not even talking about in kayfabe. Like, people making videos at the moment like he was a better leader than Roman. I was like, yeah, he was. Yeah, okay, fine. Like, you know. But in terms of the character that he had to play, like, people were misreading it, going, "Oh, he's just doing what Roman did." Like, "Oh, he's just copying what Roman said," and then it's like, that's the point. Yeah. Like that's the point. He sat there for 2 years and watched Roman do it and learned off him. Of course, he's going to do the same thing. Like, that's the point. He did such a good job at making people hate him. Like, the reason why you don't like Solo is because he's doing his job.
Yeah.
So shout out to Solo, my man.
He's super nerfed Jacob Fatu though. The fact Fatu could never speak and just go, "I love you, Solo," to now the promos Fatu has dropped.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry.
Good.
I'm sorry. The freaking Godzilla vs King Kong against Braun. He brought it back, and I was like, hell yeah. And then he was like, "I'm gonna beat you live on NBC from coast to coast." I'm like, that man is boss.
He killed him as well. He murdered him.
He literally murdered him. That was like a freaking crime scene.
Is Jacob Fatu in the Rumble?
Oh, please.
I don't know. Do you want me to pull up the list of people that are?
Because we were saying
do.
before that Braun Breaker get most eliminations. If Jacob Fatu's in the Rumble,
it's Fatu, I'm changing it to Fatu, bro. Yeah, if it's Fatu,
he's getting the most eliminations for sure, dude. Like, I'm sorry, like they are booking that guy to the moon. Like he's gonna get most eliminations, 100%. It wouldn't even surprise me if he was in the final four.
Oh, 100%, yeah. That's your throwaway. Definitely. There you go. That's your throwaway four, and that's no disrespect to him. I think he'd be like a very strong. That's in the four, but because he doesn't know like the top tier yet and underestimates them, that'll catch him out.
Jacob Fatu versus Cena at Mania.
Oh, give me that. I'll take it. That'd be sick.
I've only got 15 here, and Jacob Fatu isn't on it. I've got Cena, Roman, Punk, Seth, Drew, Sammy, Jay, Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes.
Penta's in it! Let's go!
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm just saying, there's another person that Seth's feuding with. Fucking Logan Paul. Like, again, another person. Like, everyone is just feuding with everyone. I mean, I understand that we've done this before in the Attitude Era, but there was a little bit of sequence to it eventually. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think it's all just to build tension for the Rumble of like who's going to take out who. Multiple people are going to feud each other, and then after the Rumble, they'll single out each person. Like, you eliminated me, I eliminated you. That's what's going to solidify.
But if you wanted ratings realistically, you don't do that, and you still keep it going to Elimination Chamber.
Well, yeah.
Because like the potential for the men's elimination chamber, like it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it would.
I agree.
Like you could have everyone in there that because Punk's currently feuding.
In an ideal world, I don't think they'll do it. But I honestly don't think they'll do it. But in an ideal world, Roman wins the Rumble, goes to challenge Cody. Seth wins the Elimination Chamber, goes to challenge Cody, and then CM Punk cashes in his favor. I would love that. That'd be great.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because then Seth. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing there.
I've just looked on the official WWE website for the match card, and there is only 15 men announced, so there's 15 more to come. And for the women's, it's 10 announced, 20 to come.
Oh, okay, so there's a lot more.
So if they leave it like that, that's not too bad, I don't think.
Oh,
yeah, give us Fatu then.
Just realised as well, quite an obvious one, which I mentioned to Ross today. Omos, surely.
Oh yeah, Omos. Yeah. He dropped the CHC Noah tag belt.
Yeah.
So and said he's coming back to WWE. So it's clearly he got called being like, "You're in the Rumble, drop your belt."
You could that's an easy Jacob opponent right there.
I agree. I was literally just about to say that. Surely Jacob, because Bron Breakker got to eliminate him last year, right? It's going to be Jacob Fatu this year. Like I think that eliminates him.
That'd be cool.
So the only other thing I have to say about the men's Rumble is something that I would funnily like to see. Is maybe Rhea Ripley coming and eliminating Dom. That's the only other thing that I thought would be really good.
I would love Rhea to be number 30.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Let's just watch her
or
bolt
Dom
out.
Comes out, or Dom starts to come out, and then she just attacks him, and then maybe Damien
Dom takes his spot.
Yeah,
it'd be good.
Please.
It'd be good. Oh, by the way, Courtney put Punk as well.
Nice.
Pepsi Phil for the win.
I think I'm the only outlandish one.
I will have a can of Pepsi next to me the entire night. I will not be cracking that Pepsi unless CM Punk wins.
Yeah, but you need to have two, and if he wins, and you need to do a Kurt Angle like with milk, but with Pepsi instead.
Yeah, you need to do the freaking Stone Cold style, smash the two cans.
Or do it and then just like.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
I'm so excited for the Rumble. Rumble is always super nice. It's where
it's my favourite pay-per-view. So.
I was gonna say it's one of my all-time favourite pay-per-views. It's where a lot of us got started, like properly getting into predictions and stuff with the channels that we have as well. It's always nice having Keaton come do the predictions with us as well, because we get it every pay-per-view anyway, because he comes and watches it with us. But it's nice to have you guys as fans of us on the podcast get to see Keaton's like perspective, because he's always behind the camera with us. So it's super dope.
The face behind the voice you hear.
Yeah, literally.
Me and Ross just talking all the time. Just like,
it really is. It's just us
like bouncing. Just like.
Yeah. You're just there like, let me watch. Do you know what it reminds me of when you did the pose? It's the shapes and colours.
Yeah. It's a bucket list PLE. It's a bucket list one that I need to go see.
Definitely.
Live,
as soon as where it's like closer for us to actually go and logically do, or if we save up enough to go abroad and do a robot.
Obviously, this is a dilemma right now. Obviously, with the Cena retirement tour, it's like I need to see Cena before he leaves.
But the only one we've got is a week after Forbidden Door. It's like
but there's a Raw and SmackDown in London as well in April. I guarantee he'll be there.
The only time I've ever seen Cena wrestle is I was at a Raw, and it was him versus Umaga.
Cena. Obviously, he didn't wrestle.
Yeah, but he didn't wrestle. That's the point. We want to see him wrestle. I can't go my whole life being a wrestling fan and be like, oh yeah, I only ever saw Cena do a promo, and that was a promo to be like, get Mania to the UK, which hasn't happened.
Wow.
Like I say, I was lucky enough to see him live, and it was against Umaga, and this was when Umaga was on
Bro, there's no way.
Yeah, that's
See
just
him,
like
man.
this was 06 Umaga as well, like when he was a dominant.
like
Yeah.
prime Umaga, you know?
Yeah, it was so good. Like with Armando Alejandro there on the fucking apron with all of his cigars and all that. It was so good.
Yeah, man. Damn,
I think it was a Raw, like the WrestleMania Revenge tours was like 2012 when he was actually doing like house shows and stuff. I was able to see him.
Oh,
So
nice.
That's where I ticked off obviously Triple H as well. So like those like there was like I think it was like a 6-man tag. It had like Undertaker, Kane, and someone against like Triple H. Like it was a stat card.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got like everyone in one match then.
Oh yeah, I ticked off so many people when I realised, like going back to it. But
that's
dude,
crazy,
I know we're going on a bit of a tangent, but like, just like I've already said to these guys, that Raw that I went to on one night, I'll give you the people that I saw. I'll give you some of the matches, right? Obviously, Cena versus Umaga, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy versus John Morrison or Johnny Nitro for the IC title.
Yeah.
Right. Rated RKO versus Ric Flair. Versus Ric Flair and Roddy Piper. For the tag title.
That's mad, bro.
That's so crazy.
Honestly, dude, and that doesn't even count. That doesn't count. Like the before the show, you know, like you usually get like main event or superstars. I got ECW. So I got to see Sandman, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, and Bobby Lashley, and I got to see Test. I got to see Test before he passed away.
I'm fucking done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I've got to see literally one of my all-time favorite ECW lads. I bet.
Dude, Sabu literally got fucking caned right in front of me by Sam. I was in the front row.
Oh, there's no way.
Yeah.
That's like proper kids' dreams.
Yeah,
by his degree. That's so sick.
Honestly, and it was my first show I ever went to as well. But yeah,
bro, as a first show, that's even more mad. That's like everything you wanted and more.
Honestly,
that's actually crazy.
But the Raw that I was on about, you might even remember it. It was in the UK. It was the Raw where the coach put a bounty on DX's head, and the Spirit Squad was trying to claim it.
Oh,
it was that Raw.
It was that one, and it was when Lita had a match with Mickie James, and DX was stood at ringside, and they were throwing mustard and ketchup all over. Dude, I was stood or sat about 5 meters away from DX. The Shawn Michaels and Triple H literally walked in front of me, past me. I'm a 9-year-old kid at this point, looking up at Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Crazy, man. That's so
sick. You should have told them to suck it.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I shook Shawn Michaels' hand. He was my hero. I was like, what?
I was gonna say that's the GOAT.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
That's so good.
That's so cool.
Sorry, I went on a tangent there. Go on.
No, stuff like that. We love stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, that has been our Rumble predictions and has been very interesting. We can't wait to react with you guys. You keep your eyes on the socials because you'll see some of us doing either live streams or at least live tweeting about it and live reacting to it. So keep an eye on all of our separate socials because we'll all probably have our own viewpoints on everything and our reactions there. But yeah, that's been the episode. Reese, if you want to wrap us up like you do so well.
Yeah, sure. No worries, guys. So thank you for tuning in for the Royal Rumble predictions. You can watch it on Saturday on Netflix. It's going to be great. Put your predictions down in the comments. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. Hit that bell so you never miss a video. Make sure you go follow everyone here in these lovely boxes on all their social media platforms. Make sure you check out G's live stream on YouTube coming up on Saturday if she's going to be doing the Rumble. Obviously, Ross and Keaton are going to be in the background. I might be live as well on TikTok or somewhere. I'll be somewhere. You can see my reactions. It doesn't matter where. You can go follow me at Rudy P Wrestling. You'll see it somewhere on Instagram. But for now, guys, like I say, go follow us on all of our social media platforms. Take care. Have a great Rumble and peace out.
Peace.